Hello, my name is Jaime Selwood, and thank you for stopping by to watch my presentation for the Mall SIG Symposium for the EuroCALL 2020 gathering. In this presentation, I will be talking to you a little bit about podcasting. I apologise if you hear any background panting noise, but it's currently 38 degrees in Hiroshima, and my 15-year-old Labrador is finding it a little bit uncomfortable. First of all, I would like to start with a little bit of interactive presentation. If you could possibly go to this website and type in that 7-digit code, you will be given some options about your podcast usage. If you would like to find the results, then I will be publishing them on my website a few days after the conference has finished. I will give the link at the end of this presentation. If you don't want to, no worries at all. First of all, I would like to give you a bit of a shout out about the podcast that I have been writing, editing and publishing for 9.5 years now. It's called English News Weekly. It's completely free. You can scan the QR code or there will be a link at the end. This learning podcast is using stories from all around the world. So each week is a different news story. The audio is about 16 minutes. And there is a free PDF script that comes with each podcast, which you can download and use in any which way you like. Okay, so I'm a big fan of podcasts. As I mentioned in the previous slide, I've been making podcasts and releasing podcasts for nearly 10 years. I've also been getting my students to make podcasts as part of their English language learning acquisition. Why? Well, two main reasons. Firstly, I think it's fun. Secondly, it's free. Now, what do you need to make a podcast in your class? Well, it's actually relatively simple and you only need a few things. Some kind of smartphone or tablet would definitely be an advantage. Personally, I prefer a smartphone because all of my students have smartphones, so they don't have to buy any money. My institution doesn't have to provide any tablets. I don't have to beg my boss for some more money. Next, students. Yep, pretty important. Now, all of these students are very happy and smiling and clearly eager to join the podcast course. I wish this was 100% accurate, but what you do need is some students who are willing to go along with you and try something perhaps a little bit different. Time, always your biggest enemy. You will need time to set up and prepare a podcast course. Free Wi-Fi just makes things so much easier. Lots of patience, that's usually connected to the potential for happy students and the lack of Wi-Fi. Apps. Now, I try to keep it very simple and low tech. The two apps I've got on the screen there, the blue one is called Quick Voice. It is free, and the reason I use this one is it's available on both iOS and Android platforms. It's also free. There is a paid version, but you don't need to use that. It's very, very simple. It has two buttons, play, record, and it's incredibly easy to send the audio by Bluetooth, by text, or via email. The second app is GarageBand. It's an excellent free app, but is only available on Apple products. If you do have an Apple product, or your students do, I really recommend using GarageBand, because the options that it gives you are plentitude, more than QuickVoice. So why podcasts? Well, podcasts are becoming incredibly more popular. Back in 2012, there were less than 220,000 podcasts. We are now approaching nearly 900,000. That's 900,000 individual podcasts and something around 30 million episodes. This is my podcast creation course information. Time is catching up, so I don't have a lot of time to really go through all of the minutiae of this. I think probably this is where the pause button on your playing device would come in handy. I really encourage you to have a look at both the red and green squares, because they give you lots of information. Okay, how about the students? Do they like using podcasts? Do they know what podcasts are? Well, way back in 2011, which seems a lifetime ago, before COVID-19, before Donald Trump, and speaking as a British person, before Brexit, there were my students, only around about 20% of them had heard of podcasts, had subscribed to a podcast by the start of the course. This slowly increased, as you could see, until 2016 and 2017, and then has dropped off slightly by 2020. But what this figures show is that it's still under 50%. There's a huge amount of growth still available for podcasts. So as you can see, over the years, not too surprising, most of the students felt that their listening improved mostly by using podcasts. Also reading, a little bit of speaking, and not so much writing, but I suppose that's really more geared towards how you would use podcasts in your classes. And then post-course, did the students like using podcasts as a learning tool? Well, 84%, so that's over 9.5 years. It's a very high number. I'm always a little bit skeptical of high numbers, because our students, wanting to please the teacher. But even so, that's a very encouraging figure. Okay, we reached the last slide. I only have 10 seconds left. So these are all my contact information. Please feel free to contact me if you would like to talk more about podcasts. Thank you very much.